The INEOS debacle, a black eye for the All Blacks? New Zealand Rugby, the governing body of the mighty All Blacks, is known for its dominance on the field. But off the field, things are a bit different. They're in a bit of a pickle, a legal stoush if you will, and their opponent, none other than INEOS, the British chemical giant. You see, NZ Rugby is suing INEOS. Why? Well, it's all about a sponsorship deal gone wrong, a tale as old as time, or at least as old as corporate sponsorships. This isn't just any old sponsorship though. This is about the All Blacks, New Zealand's national treasure, their pride and joy. A team so iconic, their name is practically synonymous with rugby itself. So when a major sponsor like INEOS allegedly fails to hold up their end of the bargain, it's kind of a big deal. It's a clash of titans, a David and Goliath battle. Okay, maybe not David and Goliath, more like two Goliaths, both with very expensive lawyers. Whatever the analogy, one thing's for sure, this is a PR nightmare for both sides. NZ Rugby is left scrambling for funds, and INEOS is facing some serious reputational damage. A partnership gone sour, the missed payment that rocked NZ Rugby. So what exactly went down? In a nutshell, INEOS allegedly failed to pay up. We're talking about a hefty sum, the first installment of their 2025 sponsorship fee. It's enough to make even the most stoic Kiwi accountant break a sweat. Now we've all been there, right? Forgotten to pay a bill or two, maybe let an invoice slip our minds. But this wasn't some parking ticket or overdue library book. This was a massive financial commitment, a cornerstone of NZ Rugby's budget. The kind of money they use to develop young players, support local clubs, and keep the All Blacks jerseys looking pristine. Needless to say, NZ Rugby wasn't about to let this slide. They tried to sort it out amicably, we assume. Probably a few strongly worded emails, maybe a phone call or two, but alas, it wasn't enough. INEOS, for reasons unknown, allegedly didn't cough up the dough, and thus, the lawsuit was born. The promise of 2021, a look back at the original sponsorship deal. To understand the gravity of this situation, we need to rewind to 2021. Picture it. The world is still grappling with a global pandemic. Everyone's wearing sweatpants on Zoom calls, and rugby, like everything else, is trying to find its footing. Enter INEOS, like a knight in shining armor, ready to inject some much-needed cash into the sport. They signed a 6-year sponsorship deal with NZ Rugby, a beacon of hope in uncertain times. The deal was a big deal, making INEOS a major sponsor of the All Blacks. Their logo was going to be plastered everywhere, on the jerseys, the training kit, probably even the team bus. It was a match made in heaven, or so it seemed. INEOS, eager to boost their brand image through the All Blacks' global appeal. And NZ Rugby, grateful for the financial security in a time of turmoil. But as we all know, sometimes the best laid plans go completely caca. Section 4, INEOS's sporting empire from Formula 1 to the All Blacks. And back. Now it's not like INEOS is new to the world of sports sponsorships, in fact they're quite the big deal in that arena. We're talking about a company owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, a billionaire with a penchant for all things athletic. INEOS owns a Formula 1 team, for crying out loud. They've also got their fingers in the cycling pie with the INEOS Grenadiers, formerly Team Sky. And let's not forget their ownership stake in Manchester United, one of the biggest football clubs on the planet. So it's not like they're short of a few quid, are they? Which begs the question, why the alleged missed payment to NZ Rugby? Are they tightening their belts, reevaluating their portfolio, or is there something more to this story? The plot thickens, as they say. Section 5. The financial fallout. Can NZ Rugby recover from this blow? Let's be real, this lawsuit is a major blow for NZ Rugby. They're not exactly rolling in dough like their English counterparts. This sponsorship money was supposed to be a game changer, a way to invest in the future of the sport. Now, they're left with a gaping hole in their budget and a whole lot of uncertainty. The financial repercussions are potentially massive. We're talking about potential cuts to grassroots programs, less support for developing players, and maybe even, gasp, having to use last year's rugby balls. It's a tough situation, no doubt about it. But this is New Zealand we're talking about, the land of the resourceful and resilient. They've faced bigger challenges than this and come out on top. Section 6, the search for a new patron. NZ Rugby courts potential sponsors. So what's a cash-strapped rugby union to do? Well, they're not just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. NZ Rugby is on the hunt for a new sponsor, someone with deep pockets and a love for the game. They're probably sending out feelers as we speak, wooing potential suitors with promises of prime advertising space and a chance to be associated with the legendary All Blacks. It's a tough market out there. But the All Blacks are still a hot commodity. There's bound to be a queue of companies eager to slap their logo on that iconic black jersey. Whether they'll find someone as generous as INEOS, well, that remains to be seen. Section 7. The Final Whistle. What's next for NZ Rugby and INEOS? As it stands, the lawsuit is ongoing. Lawyers are drafting documents, arguments are being prepared, and both sides are probably bracing themselves for a lengthy and expensive legal battle. It's a messy situation, with no clear winner in sight. INEOS is facing some serious reputational damage, being seen as the bad guy who allegedly reneged on a deal with a beloved sports team. And NZ Rugby is left to pick up the pieces, trying to secure their financial future while navigating this PR nightmare. One thing's for sure, this saga is far from over. But amidst the legal drama and financial uncertainty, there's still a game to be played. And when the All Blacks take the field, they'll be playing with the same passion, pride, and determination that has made them legends. And that's something no sponsorship deal, no matter how messy, can ever take away.